And welcome back to our FDP on-demand video series. I'm Greg Philbeck, and I'm going to be guiding you through the subject of Introduction to Predictive Modeling as a part of this broadcast. The first thing we want to talk about in terms of being able to introduce predictive modeling is to understand some definitions. So we're going to start with what's known as information. What do we mean by information? Well, information is a quantity that reduces uncertainty. So in other words, what we say is, as we get better information, then we'll see uncertainty decreasing. And obviously, as we look at how this applies into data science and into the financial profession, what we're really trying to do is look at data mining. In other words, to be able to find informative variables or attributes that will help us to explain some phenomena. So ultimately, this gives us an opportunity to use a target variable to be able to find those informative attributes. So one of the areas in which we will look at this as a part of the FD curriculum is in the area of tree induction. So for example, with tree induction, we're incorporating the idea of basically a supervised segmentation in an elegant manner, repeatedly selecting information attributes. Next, let's go through and contrast two different types of modeling. First, we recognize that in data science, prediction estimates related to an unknown value, either in the future or the past or potentially the present. So we can divide this into two different types of modeling frameworks. We will be talking about predictive modeling, is doing an estimate for an unknown value of the target. So for example, you see here, should a given email be labeled as spam? An example of descriptive modeling is trying to give us an understanding of the underlying processes or the phenomena instead of actually doing an estimate for the value. So for example, if we're looking at descriptive modeling, we might be asking the question, what do customers who churn usually look like? Well, let's back up for just a moment. When we think about predictions, this would be synonymous with the word estimate. So if we're talking in common language here, prediction means to forecast a future event. And when we think about it in the context of what we're doing here with data science, it means looking at an estimate of an unknown value. Descriptive modeling is not meant to actually estimate a value, as we indicated, but to really gain some insight. And we gain that insight into underlying processes that will hold some value to us. So it describes historical relationship. For example, a descriptive model of churn behavior, as we talk about here on the slide, what it typically looks like. But a descriptive model may favor understandability over accuracy. So the opposite is actually true of predictive models. When we're looking at predictive models, we see that predictive power is of the utmost of importance in terms of what we're doing. Now let's go through and look at an example related to the attributes or features. So in this case, looking at a selected set of variables in a